Here's what I need you to do. I need you to get a protractor and an old-fashioned paper map. Need to put the pointy end of the protractor on New Brunswick, New Jersey, then draw a 900 nautical mile radius around it. Because if you live within that circle, you need to come see Jay Black performing at the Stress Factory in New Brunswick, July 26th. That's a Wednesday. You got nothing going on a Wednesday. Come see me, Jay Black, performing. You can go to jblack.tv for tickets. That's jblack.tv. Or really, you're on your app. Just look in the app. There's a link in there. Just go to the link. Just click it. Come see me in New Brunswick. We're going to have such a blast. Hey, everybody. This is Jay Black from the past coming at you into the future, which is currently your present. Nobody ever said time travel would be easy to understand. Anyway, I'm recording this to provide some context to the episode you're about to listen to. We recorded these all in one go at the same time because I'm working for the next 2 weeks. So we wanted to have content for you that wasn't just me interviewing my family, as much as you guys love when I talk to my daughter, but with, the main attractions, which is Angelo and Rhea. Not me, certainly. It's actually goes to show you just how much Rhea and Angelo care. Not only are they not getting paid to do this, they are working around my schedule, which is, as my wife will tell you, the most annoying thing in the entire world. Never, ever marry a stand-up comic. Don't even date a stand-up comic. In fact, if you get the chance, don't go near a stand-up comic. Just go watch them perform and then cartwheel out of the comedy club as fast as you possibly can. It'll save everybody a lot of time and emotional damage. Anyhow, this is going to go in front of episode 18 and 19, which you're currently listening to. We will be back with regularly scheduled programs, and by that I mean like it will be recorded the day of, like we usually do, starting with episode 20, and hopefully we'll continue that through the rest of the year with only minor interruption, because if I work, hopefully I will be working somewhere that has adequate internet. That's my goal for 2023, everybody. Adequate internet. Set your heights super high. Achieve as much as you can. Shoot for the stars. Anyhow, let's get to the podcast. Welcome to the TV show, a show where we talk about TV. I'm your host, Jay Black, and each week I'm joined by Philadelphia radio legends Angelo Cataldi and Rhea Hughes to discuss the best shows, latest news, and biggest controversies in television. We're in a new golden age of TV, and we're here to talk about it. So, let's get to it. All right, and welcome back to the TV show. Guys, let's hop right into it. What are you excited for 2023?
Wow. Well, Rhea, why don't you start?
Well, I have Only Murders in the Building. I know, Angelo, you don't like it. I love it. I mean, from the first moment I saw that, Steve Martin was going to be doing this show with Selena Gomez, and why am I blanking on his buddy that he's been doing shows with forever? Martin Short, on Hulu. So I've been through 2 episodes. What I love most about it is that I watch it with my son. We both love it. We plan our Tuesdays around it when it drops. So that's kind of like our day when it's there. So I'm most excited about Only Murders in the Building because I think it's really well acted. It's fun, and I get to share it with my son.
Well, in order to do this, I consulted an LA Times list of the 16 TV shows that they're very excited to see. Right. And I would like to announce one that I would not watch. And that is one that I watched every episode of twice. That's how much I loved it. And it was the original show before And Just Like That. It was Carrie Bradshaw. Why am I blanking on the name?
Sex in the City?
Yeah, Sex in the City. And I love Sex in the City. And I watched it and then I re-binged it. That's how much I liked it. Then they waited 15 years, came back, and left out the most interesting character, the slut. And then
you can't leave the slut out.
Right. And they killed off Big in the first episode of the reboot, which was really stupid because he was a great character and I lost all interest. And the LA Times can't wait for the second season of it, Just Like That. shoot me now. Save me the pain. As for what I am looking forward to desperately, The Bear,
Yeah.
season
Definitely.
2. I can't wait for The Bear. I know I was so eager to see the next season. I looked up where they are in it, and they are in production in Chicago as we speak. And that show, Rhea, you know how great that show is.
Well, no, the best part about that show was when Jay mentioned it on our radio show. I tuned into it, and I literally, for the first 15 minutes, thought it was a reality TV show. That's how clueless I was. And then I realized it wasn't, but it was so raw and so crazy. And like, I have more respect for people who work in restaurants after watching that, just how much goes on. But what I loved about it the most, I want the sandwich. I want the sandwich they make so bad. Every time I'm watching it, I have to have food, because if I don't have food, I stop it and then I get food. That guy he's such a great actor, the lead actor, and I also think he's kind of good looking. I just loved everybody in that series.
My wife said the same thing, and all I can think of is wash your hair, fella.
I know he's good.
You're okay with the greasy hair, Rhea?
It was working for me.
I love The Bear, and if The Bear made a deal with like Primo Hoagies or whatever, where they were like, "Hey, you can come in and have the Bear sandwich," that would be a deal that I would take in a second. I would just want to go in and taste it. Maybe it's better if we can't taste it because our imaginations are better.
It looks good. It looks good.
So the show I have 3 things I'm looking forward to. The show I'm most looking forward to about returning is Succession. We talked about it last week. I know I like it more than you guys. I think it's the best written show on TV. I love the characters. Jeremy Strong is the best actor on TV. I have a crush on Sarah Snook. Redhead, Angelo, come on.
I've seen her. I love her. I want to make this clear. I love Sarah Snook. I just don't like the show. I don't know what it is. I think it might actually be Jeremy Strong. He's not a likable character.
No.
He's complicated. He is very complicated.
My wife loves it. It's in the background a lot in my house. She loves it. I didn't get warmed up to it.
It's so weird because for me, Angelo, I know you return to shows a lot. Like you'll do a second watch. I think I've gone through Succession 4 times.
Wow. Oh my God.
Like just because there's not a lot of episodes. And especially when there was that big break during the pandemic, I rewatched those first 2 seasons 3 or 4 times just because I love listening to the dialogue and just how well it's put together. I just think it's fantastic. I can't wait for it to come back. I looked at that same LA Times list and found something I didn't know was happening. I don't know if you ever watched Party Down on Stars, Angelo. It was an improv show about party planners in LA. And it was, it was very kind of cringe comedy, which I know you like. It was, Adam Scott was in it, Ken Marino from The State. Who else was in it? And Martin Starr, who went on to be in Silicon Valley. Great show. It's coming back for a revival on Stars, which I'm excited to see what it looks like 15 years later, because they were all actors that were trying to make it. And every episode was about being losers in a town where you were putting on parties for far more successful people. And I'd like to see it a little bit later, 15, 20 years later. If you haven't, I think there was only 2 seasons of the first run of it. Worth checking in on and watching the revival. And finally, I'm hoping against hope that we get a 4th season of the Orville. This is the Seth MacFarlane show that is on Hulu. It moved from Fox to Hulu for the 3rd season, and it got much better. It's a Star Trek show. It's not actually a Star Trek show. It's the closest to Star Trek that we have.
You're a Trekkie?
I like the Star Trek The Next Generation only because I didn't have a girlfriend, Rhea. Had I had a girlfriend, it would have gone differently. But nobody was interested in 15-year-old Jay.
This is our final episode. We did
we can't do this.
No.
But we started.
Rhea and I will be announcing a separate podcast soon.
So I'm going to tell you something. My wife hates all of this, but my son convinced us to watch an episode because he got into it. We all watch it together. Even my wife really enjoys it. We're waiting to hear if it got renewed. So my big news for 2023 will be, is the Orville renewed, and can I watch more episodes with my family? And I will talk about it on my spinoff podcast. Rhea and Angelo won't do the podcast. All right, guys, thank you so much for giving your 2023 rundown, and we will be back to talk later. Thank you so much, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of The TV Show. If you did, please like, subscribe, and review us on iTunes. It'll help people find the show. Also, please follow me on Twitter at JBlackIsFunny. You can send me suggestions and comments about the show there, even mean ones. I'm an any attention is good attention kind of guy. We'll see you next week with another episode.